Good morning, everybody. Robert and Sean, early morning drive. I'll see how long this takes me. Might go through a few trees, might get blacked out. I don't know. This early morning drive, a little glimpse of my life on the way to work. Traffic is always questionable at this time of the morning. Depends on what time you leave. It could be early in the morning. It could be early in the morning. It could be early in the morning, but sometimes there's no traffic at all. Of course, Saturdays and Sundays is better. This is Robin and Sean, just giving you a little glimpse of my early morning drive to my job. It's always a last minute decision when I do something. Of course, I do the last minute decisions uh, more quickly now. I don't hesitate as much. I just get right to it, get my makeshift dash cam going. As I said, my makeshift dash cam is got my selfie stick, got my Samsung Galaxy 6 cell phone, and I got it taped to my dash. Sometimes I do a pretty good job with it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't like the front of my windshield showing. Sometimes I don't. It depends on where I'm going. I get good scenic shots like this, and look like traffic is more slower than I think it's gonna be at this time. Uh, anyway, talk about the mandates traveling. That's what this is, a travel channel, travel broadcast. I'm glad that the mandate on the airlines have, the fees have went up because people just don't respect one another. I get tired of watching that stuff on TV, constantly on the news. I'm just glad it never happens to me so far. You know, I mean, everyone's talking about 911. Uh, of course, 911. What I was doing 911, I was taking my then F-150 truck to get it serviced. And so by the time I got it serviced, by the time I got to the place, then they started talking about planes hitting the World Trade Center. And long and behold, a week after that, I was slated to go to Hawaii on a vacation, a long-awaited vacation, and I almost didn't go. But it proves how resilient we can be if we have to keep commerce going because no planes was going anywhere. And I definitely wanted to go to Hawaii. I've been there a few times, but I definitely want to go to Oahu. That's where Waikiki and Honolulu is. And so that's where we went. And the thing about that trip is they lifted so that we can fly just days before. So it was like, well, I guess 4 or 5 days that we couldn't fly. But then over the weekend, and by the time it was time for me to fly, it was okay. But the good thing about that was, they had dogs sniffing stuff. I always say, uh, too late, baby. try to make it. But you know what I mean? You do what you got to do. Uh, when I got to Honolulu, there was a certain military museum that was closed. It was right next to the hotel, and I wanted to go in, but it was closed. So I got a glimpse of what reality was going to be back then by the 911, because also back in those days, before 911, you could literally run up to the uh, LAX or any airport as if you was catching a bus. Even if it's 15 minutes before your flight, you can check in, run in, check in your luggage, and sometimes the plane be still there, and you're the last one to get on the plane. I mean, those days are definitely over with, and so people are just not respectful. Uh, Certain other entities beyond our control want to cause trouble and havoc, getting in our way, getting in my way, and sometimes that stymies what you want to do. I mean, you want to go here, you want to go there, but all of a sudden you change your mind, and I think that happens to millions of us. Yes, I've changed my mind. So in that case, procrastination doesn't work. The word procrastination does not work, because it's not that you don't want to go; it's that now you changed your mind, and why bother? And so maybe you go somewhere else, or maybe you go somewhere closer, or maybe you just shut down your travel plans, period, and say, I'm not going no farther than the United States. I'm not going across the borders. I'm just going to stick with my local borders and just enjoy myself. Because there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful, doggone places in the United States where you can go. And I have my favorites: Niagara Falls, Grand Canyon, uh, Joshua Tree, which is closer to me. I've been to at least 3 or 4 national parks in Utah. I really like Utah. I would even consider living there. Uh, I like Flagstaff. I would consider living there also. Uh, I'm closer to Palm Springs. I would live there, but it's very hot there, and the median prices of homes are very high. But then again, in California, almost every median homes are high. And Las Vegas, uh, I probably should have bought a house back there. I wasn't thinking just to have a house. I just don't believe in paying no homeowner fees, because I pay fees um, with my timeshare, and that's more than I can really afford, really. Uh, uh, but it, but anyway, you know, travelers get hampered. You know, people who travel a lot, they just shut down and just say the hell with it. And so then, some people call that procrastination, but I'm not going to call that procrastination. I'm just saying I'm not going to take it anymore, and I'm not going to go that distance. No way, no how. Or I'm not going to go here. I'm not going to make no big deal. But yeah, my plans have been officially canceled. Like I said, I had a glimpse. Back during 911 of what could happen to us today. Because technology and human beings, as a babysitter of technology, after we make it, technology, to think for us. We're still human beings and we still make mistakes. Uh, I can also remember me being, I guess you would say, a couple of months ahead of time. Also, I was in. I mean, I probably could have been on one of those planes. I was in Boston, I think, at the time, and it was my first time seeing old Ironsides. And you can walk everywhere in Boston, and all your sights are right there at Boston. And so when I saw old Ironsides, just sitting there watching the boat, I did get a chance to get on it. Tears are just going through my eyes. That I am looking at history. And I heard that Navy cadets are still using that boat to train. Well, I don't know about today, but they were using the train because the sails and everything was still using hemp. I think they were using hemp back in those days to string along the sails and all that type of stuff. But there's the tour. I don't know about today if it's open or closed, because this was like, hey, this was like that year, 911, that I went there. And so, because I was an avid traveler then, I was going like maybe at least three round trip flights a year, like every 4 months. I might go someplace, or I do like I'm doing now. I might fly twice, I might fly once, and the rest would be drive trips. But yeah, I had a glimpse. I had a glimpse of 911, unfortunately, and I did hear uh, that I'm close to someone. Not bringing out no name because I don't know the facts or anything like that. But someone is close to the family that actually, I think, died, or they almost died. They didn't go to work that day. And for someone who was originally from New York, uh, as a small child, a baby, I was born there. I still feel for the state, the city of the whole, the United States. Whenever there's something like that going on, trauma sets in. Trauma everywhere. It stops commerce, it stops businesses. And now we have a lot of jack-o'-lanterns. They're just acting up. People are fighting on the planes. But it gets you to wonder, could we have stopped it? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Could we have stopped it then the way we stop shenanigans on the planes today, where people jump in? Of course, someone still might get hurt, still might get killed, but I think the atrocity wouldn't have happened at that time. So, when I watch TV and I watch all these stupid people doing a lot of crazy things, I got to put in the mask mandate and all these other things. It's the wrong idea. They're not thinking about their fellow man. And if you love to travel, my thought was, you try to make a big deal out of it. You're going somewhere, you're enjoying yourself. You're getting drunk at the right time. You might find a new love there. Things aren't supposed to go that wrong. But of course, you have your minor things that go wrong there. Uh, you know, and it's it's just It's just terrible. I just can't believe a lot of what I see. People are trying to live their daily lives traveling, and you have all these idiots just doing something for nothing. You know, normally when I get on a plane, I don't even let my seat back. Only once in a while, let my seat back because uh, I'm still not going to feel no more comfortable. You know, now on this last trip, me and my wife took to New Orleans and almost missed a flights because of one plane. And this is back and forth, going and coming. At least on one leg of the trip, we had a seat to ourselves. I mean, we had an extra seat between us ourselves, but that was just one trip out of the four transfers. And we're going through Irwindale, parts of Irwindale right now. We went past the lights. Oh boy, that's a nice looking color there, but it's like an army color brown, but it's the Escalade. I'm not a Cadillac fan. I'm a Yukon fan. Uh, I would like to get the Denali. That's what I really would like to get, but I really can't afford that. And I like to get one that not really. Uh, I want to help the environment. Okay. Anyway, back to traveling. I did mention. I guess I can say yesterday, whether you heard this broadcast or not, that the name of this channel really is Local Boundaries and Beyond. And so I thought this is fitting to talk about the tragedies that we go through when we travel, especially when you see all that nonsense, chaos, nonsense on the planes. Of course, I heard there's a few on buses in here and there, but I mean, we're in the freaking air, okay? We're in the air. We're in an aeroplane, a jet plane, and people are freaking out. Now, they're going to be doing that in the year 3000, blah, 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 on a rocket ship. Of course, we've seen enough of them movies where people just go berserk because they saw some kind of space monster or some parasite in space because the ship was hit by a flying object that penetrated the ship, but then again, it mended the ship up so that it can take over the ship or cohabitate with you, whether you're a man or woman, and out pops a different type of being. Well, I don't think I'm going to be around in the year, I guess, 3030 or whenever they decide, because we need to take care of this planet right now. Okay, then let's talk about a little bit of homeless. The homeless has been around as long as man has been around. But I found out, because I'm trying to do a little homeless thing here, homeless travelers. Homeless travelers, that's what I'm calling it, because they are organizations that help the homeless travel from one place to the next. And it seems to me that New York City, yes, New York City, 1987, I believe, that they started transporting homeless to different areas, particularly those people who are trying to find jobs, okay? Or various other kinds of means. But right now, I'm just going to deal with that aspect of it. Jobs. People who managed to come to this country to start a new life, they might have got a job, they might have produced a job, they might have went through all the ticker tape, filling out all the forms to get the green card and all that type of stuff, but things just don't work out. And so they go to get aid, and what happens is they can get a plane ticket back to their country. Now, even though the cost of living is different here, and 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 where they live could be much different, sometimes when they pick up those skills, they can apply it back there, back when they go back to their country, and then they can make I guess, a decent living. But some people do make it here, and some don't. And so they start keeping statistics. I'm not going to say it's good statistics, but they keeping tabs of those people that are actually getting aid in various kinds of ways in order to at least get back to their country. I mean, whole families can be involved in that type of thing. Now they have a traveler's aid. I might discuss this later on down the line after I read some more, because I don't want it to be like a forced me trying to explain things. I'm trying to explain it the way I think I know how to explain it. By reading it over and over again, I might take some notes here and there. But right now, just watched the news today about homeless people in RVs or those Winnebago type things are on the street. Now they got a reprieve. Now a lot of those people are homeless. They don't have a real home or apartment to stay in, but yet they can go from place to place. Some of them are panhandling, and some of them are probably actually getting checks from their social security, I'm sure, or jobs, but they just don't want a real home. Now, I don't know how that works. I think we all should look at that. But they're travelers. They're homeless travelers. They go wherever they can to be comfortable for their life. Whether it's good or bad, that's not me to judge. But it's traveling. Everyone wants to travel. I mean, I even told myself back when I was 20s, this is like 1980, if something ever happened to me that I lose everything, so if something ever happened to me that I lose everything and I'm still in a decent health, all I need on me is a jogging suit and a backpack, and I'll go find some aid wherever I can get it, whatever state I can get it. Try to find some place that'll help me out, not just stay on the street panhandling. I would actually go seek aid, though. I wouldn't be proud of myself. Even today at my age, if something ever happened to me like that economically, that's exactly what I do. Of course, I'm married now, so I mean, I got other types of things going down that I got to take care of. But I put on me a jogging suit, backpack, make sure I got my documents, and I'll be hitting the road, trying to go find somewhere that's comfortable, make new friends, I guess. But the place that I wanted to be homeless at was in Hawaii. Yeah, I wanted to be homeless in Hawaii. So that seemed like the place to go. Why be somewhere else? I mean, because then if something really happens to me, I'd be on an island. I wouldn't worry about coming back to the mainland. I just stay there. You got your beaches and everything. I learned how to live there. I try to seek aid there. I'll just pick up my whole roof because I'm sure that people will help you out in whatever way you can. But I don't necessarily want a plane ride back to California unless they got something here exactly for me to be proud about back here. I don't want to be going from state to state like that. So that's what I would do if I was homeless here in California. But I'd still want to work. I still want to do some kind of volunteer work or something like that to get paid. But volunteer work, yeah, you can still get paid as a volunteer. Depends on what type of job it is. It still would be volunteer. Heck, heck, I'm getting paid now as a volunteer. I call it volunteer because it's not the type of money that I normally make on this job. And I'm doing some financial things so that so that I'll be able to travel much more. I can't say frequently because I do that already, but much more relaxing and leisurely with money, trinket money in my pocket. But you know, you see homeless everywhere. I remember way back when, even in the 70s and 80s, when I first started traveling. I first started traveling uh, a lot. I think my first plane trip was either San Francisco or Hawaii. I went to three different islands, like in 70, I think 74, 75, 1974, 75. Yeah, I'm up there in age. I had to remind myself that. Don't want to be reminded, but I have to remind my viewers that I'm just that damn young, what they call whippersnapper. But uh, well, I got myself off track there. But yeah, that's when I first started traveling, and you know, you didn't see that many homeless. But fast forward into the 90s and stuff, no matter where you went, you saw a few homeless. And I've taken Greyhound Bus a great deal. Now, I grew up on Greyhound Bus coming from Nashville, Tennessee to California. And so I'm not a stranger to the Greyhound Bus system. So I used to take the bus up and down because I wanted to see California. And so I went up and down the coast numerous times. Sometimes I don't stop in the small cities, but a lot of times I did. But I found myself going up into Oregon and Seattle. I even crossed into Vancouver. Well, I got a lot of trees around me. We're going through, I think, parts of Temple City. They got a lot of little modest homes here. Uh, some very expensive, some not so expensive. But I would say that there's a lot of old money here. When I say old money, that's what I heard. Old money is you got a strong economic base here. So if you lived here a while, you should have a big sum of money packed away for emergencies. Or if not, travel. Or maybe you don't need a savings account. You ain't saving it for no one, but you're traveling. You got everything taken care of. You got all your insurances taken care of. Your home's insured, your house is insured, your car's insured. If if you have a car, but you can just get out and travel. And if you go into another country, you cannot forget your passport. You got to have a passport there, here now, especially now. I remember the days as a kid, we went across the border into Tijuana, Mexico when I was a kid back, I guess the 60s. We didn't show nothing. We just drove right across, come right back, right across. No big deal. At least that's what I thought. No big deal. You go there, you can look around as a family, a tourist, and learn what things are all about, and then you just come home. Of course, I've been to Tijuana again. Later on, it was the same thing. I went just, I think I went to the horse races for the first time. I never went to a horse race, but I think this was back in the middle 70s again. And went with another couple. I used to do a lot of things back then with another couple. We do, travel certain places. Vegas. I was going to Vegas back then. Didn't look like this now. But anyway, went down to Tijuana. No big deal. You don't show anything. Just drive across the border. Don't look like you're going to start any kind of trouble. You ain't worried about being hassled by different kind of people. And and so we had fun. Went there, left there at night. No one stopped us. It was cool. I got all these trees around me. Uh, a lot of big palm trees. Uh, these are really some beautiful homes with big yards. I believe this is part of Temple City, I believe. Could be a little bit of Arcadia. We always been to Irwindale already. Irwindale is probably one of the smallest towns around because you really don't see a downtown anyplace. Even though I did blog, I don't know, I guess I'm getting that. No, I think that's is that Irwindale? No, that was a Zusa had a small town, but Irwindale, boy, I really haven't done Irwindale. Now they got the Irwindale Dam. We passed right by that. You can ride your bike all the way to Long Beach, the city of Long Beach from Irwindale. There's like a 35-mile bike path. I've been on it a couple of times in years past, but if I had ever had done that, I said I would definitely carry me a credit card because I wasn't gonna ride the bike back. I was gonna find me a hotel or motel and spend the night. Then maybe I'd try to come back. Well, I would have to come back by bike unless I take a cab. So yeah, something really happened to me, didn't it? But I don't think I went as far as Whittier from that point. Anyway, we're still driving through, I would say, over modest size homes in this area. There's one for sale. Oh, yeah. I mean, some of them got gated fences, some of them don't. They got the drive-through driveways. Uh, like I said, that's a fan. I should use it for my little bitty property. Uh, Maybe I'll put some tar down. Probably won't be paved. Probably put some tar down or maybe some rocks. Then save up a little money. Maybe I get here's one. Oh no, this is just a big driveway. This is an old looking house over here. Of course you can't see that. Oh, here's a house on my right. Oh, like I said, this is old money here. The house still looks nice. The only thing it needs is a paint job. They got like stained glass windows in it and all that. They got an RV. Maybe they got some visitors. Uh, oh boy, I tell you, these homes are really nice. Now, I mean, if I can afford one of these houses, I probably wouldn't leave the state, but I would like to leave California at some point. But at my age, like I said, there was a couple places that I would move to. Uh, but yeah, if you know, well, here's the house here on the gate. It is based on the Asian style, and the gates can move because they got the electronics there. I know that cost a pretty penny. This is Romney Sham. I'm just running my mouth here, talking about something I think that pertains to travel. I don't care how simple it is. I do a lot of driving. I even told myself a couple years ago that I wasn't going to drive as much. I'm driving again. I can't stop. I won't drive until my body says you can't drive anymore. Because there's a lot of places, like I said, in the United States. Of course, the hotels are more expensive, the motels are more expensive, but you can have a good time. Some I think I've driven at least. I think my world record, and that's probably why my back hurts a little bit, is I think I drove 21 hours coming from Nebraska back to California. I was by myself. I was on like a 2 week trip. I spent a week in a small town in Montana at a dinosaur dig. So I am into paleontology. I was going to keep doing that, but my main thing is to travel. But I had a chance to go through those states by driving. And so if you're just now coming on board, welcome to my site. I don't have no banner yet, but it's local boundaries and beyond. And I'm taking a morning drive. I'm actually going to work. I got plenty of time. I'm not going to make no stops. I already had my break. I'm drinking my coffee that I made at home. I got my Ethylene Chocolate Factory old cup from Las Vegas. I'm still drinking out of that. I got my makeshift uh, uh, cam taped. This time I got red tape on my selfie stick. It's a three-legged selfie stick, the one that I think is black and white. And then I got my charger plugged in. Uh, but I am looking at the GoPros. I'm still looking at them. They're so small. I'm looking at the GoPros because I want to put something in my pocket, not just a cell phone. And I don't know. I, 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 I want to have many mediums to vlog. Many, not just one, because I need constant backup. And when you're a young YouTuber, as a YouTuber, I'm young. I need all the backup that I can get, especially when I'm taking loads and loads of pictures. So if I can't do anything right, at least I can blog. I love to travel. I haven't been, I take cruises. I've never been to Europe. I did procrastinate Europe. That's right. Procrastinate for whatever reason. There's too much crap going down. And that messes up what little plan I have. So, I'm heavily into the Caribbean islands, and I don't have to be there. I just need samples. Okay, I'm a sampler. Hey, that's a new one. I'm a sampler. I sample here, I sample that, and I got a home base. And you can't ask no much more than that. I was raised to be a sampler, but I do like what I see other YouTubers. I like what I see other YouTubers that I follow, and I would like to spend at least a month or two, whether it's in some other country or in some other state. Uh, Basically, in some other countries, pretty much. But basically, I am a visitor, a respectful visitor, as I say. I respect other countries, always have. I respect their governments. I think I can live in any country there is because I don't give the kind of trouble that you see. Of course, there is common sense things. I mean, I can understand work. But as a semi retiree, if I do the financial things that I need to do, I can do that and still blog. Okay, I'm at hit Rosemead Boulevard. So I went from Azusa Boulevard on the borderline of Azusa and Covina to Rosemead. This is Rosemead Boulevard in Temple City. And I'm on Longdon Avenue, which is really, actually, I was driving through the industrial section. So once you go past the dam going west, you go through an industrial section of sand pits and everything, including the Irwindale Raceway, which I wasn't exactly next to, but it was on the next street over, which runs into this street. But Longdon, I'm at Longdon West. I'm getting ready to make a right turn on Rosemead Boulevard in Temple City. Then I'll be in Rosemead. And then from there, I'll hit Huntington Drive. So I will be crisscrossing. So I think I'll go through a different section this time. Instead of hitting the main street, Huntington Drive, I think I'll go up north one of the other streets and actually drive uh, through some homes. Of course, there are a lot of big trees, so I'm hoping my broadcast don't blank out. But if it did, it's toward the end anyway. And we're on Rosemead Boulevard going north. There are a lot of apartments on the street, so it's a real nice street. Actually, it's a kind of a beautiful street, actually. Big street. I did blog Temple City. They got a lot of restaurants there. You have a chance to check out Temple City. I'm just a general blogger. I don't really get in anyone's face yet. Uh, but this is what I do. I do it in my way. There we're going north on Rosemead, and you can see Mount Wilson There's Mount Wilson up there. We're exactly in front of Mount Wilson, and there's many telescopes. Even snows up there, so you could see some snow. It doesn't last long. Probably further on the other side of Mount Wilson, the snow will last longer. Uh, you can get snow when you drive up there, but I've been up there a couple of times during the falls and summer. A couple of times. It's a very nice looking place up there. Last time I tell they had a pretty big parking lot. I hope they still do. I think you can park in various other places. But I think everything is in walking distance, all the telescopes. Let me get a sip of my coffee. I had a sip of my coffee since I've been here. Mm. Home brew, my own coffee. Well, one of these things about coffee is when I fly, I don't care what airline it is, airplane coffee is pretty good. I know I hear a lot of people talk about McDonald's and this and that kind of stuff, but for what the coffee is, and you put the cream on it, it really tastes pretty good because it tastes old fashioned. The coffee actually does taste like you're in a restaurant. So if they ain't got anything going for them, coffee. I don't care what airline it is. I haven't been on an airline that has bad coffee. At least not yet. And I don't want to taste no bad coffee. Uh, so when I travel, I like to have coffee. And it's unfortunate that we don't get food on the planes. We get snacks and they're real fast. And a lot of times I don't want to drink anything on the plane because you have to go to the bathroom. That's why, sometimes if if they gave me a can or a bottle, if I'm getting ready to land, then I'll drink it sometime. But sometimes if I haven't had nothing, then I'll drink it because I just got on the flight. I already went to the restroom, so I don't have to go. I just hate getting up. And normally I'll sit on the aisle seat. I just don't like getting up, period. I don't care if somebody's sitting there or not. Now, if I really have to go, then, then I have to. But I don't mind people stepping over, needing to have to go to the restroom. I don't particularly care for the window seat. The window seat is no big deal to me. Of course, I do like to look out once in a while. And normally when I travel with my wife, I normally let her have the window seat. She likes the window seat, so I sit on the seat there too. Of course, I wish there was only just two seats. There are planes with just two seats. Okay, we're on Rosemead North, so I'm gonna stop by this light. We're gonna cross Huntington Drive, which is, of course, Route 66. I'm not gonna make no other stops anywhere. This is just a different type of broadcast, something new. I might give a couple of long ones here. Uh, this will probably be one of this type to a long time. Then I'll see how this looks. See how it looks when I edit it. See what I have to do next. So to me, going to work is traveling because you never know what's going to happen, you know. It's traveling, you know, but it's traveling in a different kind of way. You do cross many borders. I am surrounded by a billion cities, and every city, like I said, is something different about them. So we're crossing Route 66, aka Huntington Drive, and I'm going to make a left turn, I think, on California, and that'll take me into San Marino, California, if I'm not already touching the edge of it right now. So yeah, I'm gonna turn here, make a left here. California, gotta wait for the arrow. Well, normally I have to leave. Okay, the arrow's on green. Normally I have to leave. It takes me damn near 45 minutes to an hour to get home. Depending on traffic. Okay, hopefully my broadcast will last. There's a lot of big old trees here. These homes in this area, I wish I could take pictures, video of them, but they got massive trees in front of them. I mean, massive growth of trees. Sometimes I go down the street and they're shooting movies down here. So they're using someone's home. Most of these homes, 99.999%, all have gates. And most of the gates have shrubs on them also. It doesn't matter whether they're on a fence or whether they're on a corner or not. But these are your $1 million home. Probably over $1 million. Probably 2 or 3 or $4 million homes, I think. And so but this is a very exclusive area. San Marino. They all got their little signs out here talking about protection, call this, call that, post, there's another post. Uh, Big driveways, big yards, big front yards. Probably got modest backyards, some of them, but if they had modest backyards, some got tennis courts. Well, that house looked like the White House over there. Oh, there's a nice house right here. 2 houses from the corner. Another house. They got a drive-through driveway. Maybe I should call those U-turn driveways. Okay, U-turn driveways. And so I see the official sign in front of me. A little blue and white sign says San Marino City Limit. Of course, we're in LA County. Most everything I do is LA County. LA. Los Angeles County. This is Robert A. Shum. Right in my mouth. This is Robert A. Shum broadcast. Reinventing myself as I go along. That's what we all should be doing, reinventing ourselves. We're going to cross Sierra Madre Boulevard because there's a city called Sierra Madre. And We're on California. Trees. It costs a money. It costs a lot of money to manicure. California Boulevard and Charleston. Canterbury, California. San Marino Avenue. Gonna make a left turn here. This is going close to my workplace. I'll put on my mask just for futility. Make a left turn here. Actually, this wasn't the street I was supposed to turn on. But anyway, San Marino Avenue. I'll have to make a right turn here, then I'll make a left turn into the gated, and then I'll so Oxford. Okay, going to Huntington right here, make a left turn. And we're through the gate. Talk to you later, folks.